Things Season 5. How did we get this far? Who knows? Already close to halfway through the... over halfway through, in fact. Halfway through the season. And it's been a dark, depressing and disturbing season as usual. What will happen in Season 6? Who knows? This pretend country always throws up interesting horrors for us to dissect. And today's pile of horrors is a classic pile for us. It's The Sun, it's the Daily Mail, it's the Times, and it is The Guardian. The Guardian will be today's speed round because it's probably the most boring, although we may come back to some of the investigation stuff in there. Just a programming note today. I've slept about 3 hours, so expect this show to be more unhinged than usual. You can sort of tell that's going to happen because in the background today we've got the Prime Minister made up as Poochie, the worst character on Itchy and Scratchy. Sadly, the Prime Minister has yet to return to his home planet, aka the Telegraph, but it will happen eventually. Right, so we're going to start with The Sun, because if The Sun's in the pile, we start with The Sun, and we're going to end with the Daily Mail, and in the middle, a filling of equally noxious, I don't know I was going with that metaphor. It's a disgusting sandwich, anyway. It's like a sandwich from a Subway shop that has failed its local authority health checks. Right, front page of The Sun. I'm a celeb Maidley. Yes, Richard Maidley's going into I'm a Celebrity. Oh, whoopee-doo. Also on there, Bojo's vote-winning speech. Not my take on that speech. And if you want to know what my take on the speech was, well, of course, it's in the newsletter. Am I going to get the command right first time? I am. Amazing. Brilliant. Hey, C122, H122, what am I talking about? Oh, Subway sandwiches, a metaphor for the papers. Good afternoon, Red Tixie. Yes, I nailed it. And yeah, so there we go. Main story, exclusive, shock footy photo. Prem star cuffed at bar. They've just gone for a standard rhyming one there. Hello, Neon Lady. I'm ready to get mad at the Tories, the media, and the Tory media, i.e. the media again. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Neon Lady, for commenting on the YouTube as well. Much appreciated. Use of Weapons, thank you for your review of the newsletter. Appreciate it. Do check it out, other people in the chat if you've not yet, and do share it. It really does help. Hello, Can United 2. You might get Subway for lunch. Do you know what? I could eat Subway for lunch. I had McDonald's for breakfast, though, because, as you may have missed if you just come into the show, I slept 3 hours last night, so I'm very much... wired off my tits on sleeplessness, so this is going to be one of those shows. Anyway, Premier League star Yves Bissouma was handcuffed by cops, marched out of a nightclub in the early hours of yesterday. He's a Brighton midfielder, he's 25. They've not said why in the front page story. I'm sure we'll get to it inside. Bless you, person in the room.
Thank you.
On page 3, that isn't page 3, but is page 3, model Iman Hammam, tests the water as she dips her toes in her mid-20s. Dips her toes in her mid-20s. Well, okay, it was her birthday, and she did a Victoria's Secret shoot. She's 25. Okay. Well, she's a model, so she's modelling. Who cares? Use of Weapons. Sleeplessness Mick was at the Tory karaoke thing, wired off his tits on MDMA, belting out Land of Hope and Glory. That's right, me, Laura Koonsberg, Lewis Goodall, all just having a fun time with Michael Gove. Also on page 3, a new vegan version of dairy milk is chock full of calories and triple the price. Oh God, shut up, who cares? And they call it grass and a half. Of course, there's no grass in it. It's made with rice extract instead of milk and almond paste, along with cocoa. Sounds fine, doesn't it? I mean, whatever. We know as we've established this before, that the page 3 pages always a tit story and a press release story that they've just whammed in there. On pages 4 and 5, exclusive, Brighton star cuffed, Prem's most wanted, Man U and Arsenal chase, Liverpool linked too. Shocked revellers last night told how they saw Premier League ace Yves Bissouma being marched out of a packed nightclub in handcuffs by police officers. He's been linked with a number of big clubs, including Liverpool, Manchester United and Arsenal, was partying with a pal in the early hours of yesterday when cops were called. They don't say what happened, but you know... I'm inclined to say that when a well-paid black man is arrested by the police, I'm going to be suspicious of the police in the first instance. Hey, Gordo Streamgood, how you doing? Is this a secret Tory party? It is not. On pages 6 and 7, coverage of Boris Johnson's speech, they say PM vows to build fairer UK in gag-fueled speech. It was so shit. He channels spirit of Maggie, Churchill and Three Lions. The headline, carry on, up the nation. And obviously that's a pun on the Prime Minister's wife, Carrie Johnson, who, of course, he first got together with when his previous wife was having cancer treatment. So, lovely. Really, really great. Family values all the way down, isn't it? And then, of course, he repeated the tabloid bullshit about how Churchill was never racist. If you want to read up on how Tories at the time, contemporaries of Winston Churchill, considered him to be particularly racist for the time, scroll back through the newsletter archive and you'll find one in there. On page 8, Red Hot Tober, autumn heat blast as temperatures reach 21 degrees C. Do they mention climate change in that story? Do they? Bollocks. On page 9, I'm a Celebrity exclusive. Richard Madeley signs for £200,000 deal. Definitely Madeley is the headline. Serial killer Stephen Port was obsessed with messaging men on hookup sites and watching drug rape porn, an inquest has heard. Extreme porn linked to serial murderer is the headline. Of course, tabloid press loves that. Never any link to, say, the rampant misogyny of the tabloid press, though. Use of weapons. Times had a report that Bissouma was arrested with a 40-year-old for sexual assault in a nightclub, so I'm not entirely convinced it's the usual racist bollocks. Okay. I'm still dubious, you know, innocent till proven guilty still, and I'm always dubious about reports from the Sun and the Times. C122, H122, it's too warm for October, I hate warm weather. Gordo Streamgood, yeah, but that's Churchill the man, we're all in love with Churchill the myth now. I'm not. No, I was about to say I'm not, and we know that Lord Austin is in love with Churchill, the nodding insurance dog. He just likes the adverts, don't mean anything other than that. And you'd be a fool to suggest I did. On page 10, but Trevor Kavanagh writes, Booster Boris, Tory conference tub thumper. Again, check out today's newsletter for the for what I think of Kavanagh. You can probably guess, though. Hello, Dick Pendrin, good to see you. On page 11, celebrities dressed to the nines for the Attitude Awards. Literally just what outfits they were wearing. HMRC chase Enders Jack. Jacqueline Josser is being probed over a $32,000 tax bill. My God, the amount of times that that celebrities forget to pay their taxes. On page 12 and 13, pictures of Adele through the ages for, you know, whatever. And of course they go on about her weight loss again. Red Tixie, I made some people on my jury mad because I badmouthed Churchill. Jesus. On page 15, Rod Liddell is a piece of shit. That's the main story to take away from here. Screaming Blue Nerd, for 1,000 years I give you the perpetually petulant French. It's just a slab of xenophobia from a man who still has a career in the media despite accepting a caution for lamping his pregnant girlfriend. So there you go. That's all you need to know about him. George's ex Fawaz dye paint message. George Michael's ex love Fadi Fawaz sprayed a death message to his own brother on a church. Fawaz is not. I don't think he's a particularly well man, and the Sun's obsession with going after him is horrible. On page 16, the Sun totally minimises the story about Patsy Stevenson, the woman essentially assaulted by police officers at the Sarah Everard vigil. The story about her getting 50 police officers swiping, I can't remember, what is it, left or right on Tinder if you're saying yes?
I can't remember.
Right.
Since I've done it.
Anyway, she had Tinder Gold so she could see who'd been swiping her, and there were 50 police officers who'd done that. They give the headline, PC date plea to Sarah Vigil girl. No, it wasn't about a plea for dates. It's intimidation on their part, and it's clear. Weapon says, it's always okay to be racist to the French because they're pretty fucking racist themselves, and Britain lives rent-free in the heads of every French. And good food, though. Dick Pendrin, my dad was once asked his opinion of Churchill by US immigration officials when he told them he was a retired history teacher. And what did he say? Neon Lady says, ACAB. Page 17, Ice Station Zeneca. Jabs delivered 9,000 miles to Antarctica Brits. There are a load of other scientists from other nations there as well. Gordo Stream Good also says ACAB. SK the Crusader says hello from the Business Factory. Hello to you, SK. As you will not be aware because you weren't here at the start of the stream, I've only slept 3 hours, so welcome to the most deranged stream of the week. In the bizarre pages, apparently Justin Bieber wants to have a baby with his wife Hailey. How would they know that? A civil servant, Stu Turner, has got Britain's worst haircut for charity. It's a strip of hair around his head. I think that's the haircut that Brendan O'Neill should get. Really make a feature of his forehead.
Yeah, but you don't know how much it'll cost.
Yeah, the cost would be prohibitive. A gorilla who became an internet star after standing upright in a selfie has died in the arms of the ranger who saved her as an infant. Andre Baumer, 49, cradled 14-year-old Ndakasi, as she took her last breath at Africa's oldest national park. It's very sad. Poor gorilla. SK Crusader said, I've delivered the businesses to the boss's desk. Well, good work. We are pro monkey stream. Problematic age gap with that gorilla. Mark Ganosis is here, back with the classic gags. Vinnie Jones was accused of assault by a burglar after he wrestled him to the ground, he's claimed. Person in the room was here. Yes, she's there's love for you in the chat, but you've gone.
I was just going to go. I have to go out. Hang on, I'll come back in.
She's returning for a slightly longer person out of the room, says Dick Pendrin, which is about to be person out of the house. Oh, wearing a very fetching autumn scarf. Here you go.
I knitted this myself.
Excellent. Hello, look, we're sort of similar colours today.
We're like big pumpkins.
It's got pumpkin tits and massive box too.
Denim.
Benim. That's the new catchphrase. The person in the room invented catchphrase. 5 more seasons of person in the room, says Yu-Gi-Oh. Couples wearing matching clothes is foul. Use of weapons. It was not intentional. I bought a new hoodie this morning. I did not know that this jumper was going to happen. Pro person in the room stream, says Heathmore 2401. Hello person in the room, says Neon Lady. Also, hello from C122, H122, and Red Tixie says Deviant. Well, that is true, but it's nothing to do with the colour of the clothes we wear. Cheap as chips, mile long queue is fish meals sold at 1972 price of 45 pence. Whoopie-doo. Follow back pro person in the room, that is us. What's all this school wrong? Jama. They talk to various women who wear pyjamas to school to drop their kids off, whatever. And a piece of art done by Muhammad Ali sold for £700,000. It's not great, if I'm honest, but you know. The Wanted's Tom Parker on his astonishing brain tumour boost. I thought, what's the point of this awful radiotherapy? If you're going to die now, I'm hoping to be cancer-free in 5 months. Fantastic for him. Shame you're in the in the Sun, sorry. Catherine Ryan has said that she used to hunt down women who had slept with her exes, including sex workers who didn't know about it, and she would text and shame them. She said sorry, but like, why would you boast about it? It seems odd. Kinyu92, normalising wearing pyjamas to do anything. They're comfy and easy to wear. I mean, it's like people being weird about specific things you eat for breakfast, like whatever. It's a social construct. Brassic is what they review in the TV reviews today. The Emily Attack show on ITV returns, and they recommend that. Savile, Portrait of a Predator, ITV 9 p.m. Okay. Hunting the Football Trolls with Jermaine Genus on Channel 4, 10 p.m. The most dangerous game. And Taskmaster is on at 9 p.m. In Dear Deirdre today, I'm tired of bailing out feckless daughter, haunted by my wife's cheating, how can I get pal to quit booze, sex died when we hit our 50s, and keen to go out dressed as a woman. Those are today's problems. In Fab Daily, race hate trolls got in my head and left me paranoid, says Love Island's Montana Brown. Ah, fuck, gross. I just clocked the seal with an X on the front page. Yeah, I know, already sort of telling us, oh, this is going to be the next election one. Use of weapons, hunting football trolls is BBC Sports adaptation of the Squid Game. Amazing. Mealtimes are a bourgeois chain to be cast off, says Yu-Gi-Oh! Agreed. Red Tick said, I don't like wearing PJs all day. I just end up feeling sweaty. I don't like wearing them all day because I just feel like I missed the transition to like, oh, now I get to go to sleep time. Hey, Slinkamaya, how you doing? Good to see you. Ooh. Brassic is good to see 122H, 122. I've never seen it, but I've seen the trails and I thought I would like it. Apparently, if you get acne in your 50s, the menopause is to blame. A lot of writing about the menopause in the papers now, but all of it seeming to, in one way or another, put more pressure on women. Surprise, surprise. In the £50 letters today, Shula Clarkson bringing shame on Norfolk writes, what a cheek for France to swipe almost 5 million vaccine doses headed for Britain. There seems to be a lot of nastiness going on just because we left the EU. It is because they're envious we are free of the EU shackles while they are still bound by them. Jesus. Do I sleep? I do sleep, normally. I was woken up last night by a kid in the room who needed a spider dealt with. Then she couldn't get to sleep, and etc., etc. And she ended up needing to share the bed, go into the bed with a person in the room, which meant I got oxygen enough space, and I was already awake. And so, yeah, anyway, I slept 3 hours. Insufficient hours. The EU shackles are what the handcuffs me and my girlfriend use are called, says Use of Weapons. Kin United 2, I've done basically a full 18 months wearing nothing but work shorts and pyjamas. They go straight on when I get home. Vaccine letter was written by a staff, 100%, 100%. Oh my god, today's truly ugly thing. The Graceful Grandeur floor lamp is a 5-foot tall lamp featuring deer and a stag. Yours for £165.95. If you go home and someone has this lamp, with someone who has this lamp, leave immediately. And in the sport Fury, I pity the stool. Tyson Fury will sit on Deontay Wilder in breaks between trying to KO his heavyweight rival. Seems dodgy to me. And buy I pet. Newcastle's 300 million Saudi takeover was given the green light after the Gulf state buckled in the piracy battle with Qatar. Right. Red Tick Seed loves Kitch. That's a green flag, mate, not a red one, really. You need that lamp. £175 lamp. Lamp. I love lamp. If you go with me with someone who has that lamp, if you go have me with someone who has that lamp, it's probably going to age gap. Fuck the Toon relegated them. Sob on the Tyne to 3. I don't care how old you are. They are problematically old. Yeah. Right, let's do we're going to do speed run through The Guardian. It's going to be a nightmare. I'm going to do a 3-minute speed run, give myself a bit of time today. Bargain at twice the price mix, is Gordo Stream good. It really isn't. Red Tick Seed rates The Sun a quadruple negative nice. I think that is a very reasonable score for a very horrible paper. I am the Broken Bottle Boy. You can follow me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. Also on TikTok at Useless Conquest. In the mod squad today, a rare double mod day with Gordo Streamgood back in the house and SK the Crusader here. SK, do let us know when you next have stream on and what that stream is. We have to talk about when we're going to do the next chapter of the Gapes saga. Another TT viewer is in the chat. C122, H122 is there. Crawfish is there. Dilot X is there. Dick Pendrin, E Blair fan, Arabs, Ehud Barak, Yu-Gi-Oh, Extra More. First in the queue, it's a mom stream. Hello, mom. Hi. Heathmore 2401 is here. Kinu92 is in the chat. Chronotherm, Lilith Myskeria, Logano9, Mark Kenosis, Menachem Begin 1, Albert Camus, always one of my favourite names to read on the stream. Polly1783, really good to see you. Hi, Red Tick Seed, thank you for your ever excellent contribution to the chat. Rimastino is here. Spike Trap Claire, another excellent name in the chat. The Neon Lady, a great contributor to the chat and also appreciated because she comments on the YouTube. Need more comments on the YouTube, more views on the YouTube. Share those fuckers. Tip Villas is here, as excellent as ever. Use of Weapons, thank you for your contribution in the chat. And of course, V&K, silent but deadly. Right, so let's get on to the speed. Hi, says Mom. Hello, Mom. Slinker Meyer is also here. Well, yeah, hello. I don't know why you weren't in there. Polly1787, looking forward to the sport media ignoring that Newcastle are helping the Saudi sport washing because they can bash Norwich for not trying to go bankrupt. Yeah, also hello. We always get that. Mick, were your enormous income figures leaked in the Twitch hack? Yeah, the 100 and something quid I normally get is vast amounts. And also, it just turns out every couple of months I get about 100 quid. There you go. C122, H122, 69, 69, 69, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sextuple negative nice for the sun. Use of weapons. I only desire to see Newcastle suffer in footballing terms. Hello, Gethin Wyn Jones. Thank you for listening in while you're on audio. While you're at work. Absolutely appreciate the commitment there. Okay, we're gonna move to the Guardian. What's the Guardian? We're going to move to The Guardian. Who's richer, Mick or Hassan? Much to consider. Yes, yeah. The real Mick Wright millions are through the newsletter. And if you are not a paid subscriber or even a free subscriber to the newsletter, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're missing out. Right, okay, let's do this. I reckon a 3 minute speed run through The Guardian because, frankly, I'm unhinged today, and I don't think I can do it in 2 minutes. Right, so here we go. 3 minutes. Time starting now. Front page of The Guardian. Tom Daly is interviewed. On the board, you're so naked. They are these very small pants. Tory Peter says, I just wanted to write something funny for my friends. Main story, business anger at vacuous and bombastic PM speech. On the right-hand side, Dubai ruler hacked the phone of his former wife. And historic day, WHO backs first malaria vaccine. On page 3, HS2 tunnellers hail victory for right to protest after trespass charges dismissed. Oh, Priti Patel will not like that. No dairy milk in sight as vegan version of classic bar is unveiled. Well, great, lovely, whatever. Business anger at vacuous and bombastic PM conference speech. They continue that on that page. John Crace is just about as funny as... I can't think of something less funny than John Crace. Raab confuses meaning of misogyny as he says it should not be a hate crime. Dominic Raab was kicked in the head too many times doing karate, I think. Benefits. Conservative peer vows to challenge cut. Yeah, well, that'll come to nothing. Forage Nordic Flair makes Noma top restaurant again. Theatre review. The Mirror and the Light. The adaptation of Hilary Mantel's book. It only gets 3 stars at the Gielgud Theatre. 2 police staff investigated after Plymouth mass shooting. Dubai Sheikh's agents use spyware to hack phone of former wife. Nothing will come of that. And guess who works for the spyware company? Well, Sherry Blair. No one is safe until we are all safe. We all are, warns creator of Oxford vaccine. Yeah, correct. Farrow & Co. Lawyers to Queen advise politician how to, now accused by US prosecutors. The Queen involved with corrupt people? Never, apart from her own son. Zuckerberg hits back at whistleblowers' claims. In fact, 2 of her sons. Prince Charles as well. Don't know about Prince Edward. I don't think he's got the brains for it. Female officer victimising boys' club armed unit tribunal finds. But it's just rotten apples, not the whole orchard. Record falls in butterfly numbers. Girls allowed gala honours. 30 years of female choristers. Pandora Papers revealed the true face of capitalism, says George Monbiot. But we get new papers every year or so that this happens, and nothing changes. Johnson's high wage agenda is trespassing on Labour territory, says Larry Elliott. Right. Does hip hop always need to have a message, says Khalifa Sane. I guess. I don't know. Potato-headed Adrian Charles says, want to help the NHS? Here are a few ideas. We'll come back to that because, my God, we want to hear how Adrian Charles wants to fix the NHS. In the obituaries, Bernard Tapie, French businessman whose career was beset by scandal. Jonathan Cooper, campaigning barrister who fought for LGBT rights across the world. And in the sport, Newcastle takeover imminent. Saudi-backed group set for deal after 18-month wrangle. Rugby to ban red and green clashes to help colourblind. 2 seconds to spare. That is The Guardian in 3 minutes. Right, let's go back to see what our potato-headed, pumpkin-headed, special boy Adrian Charles has to say about the NHS. Right, here are his ideas. What are his ideas? We venerate the NHS and howl at governments to fund it, but as individuals, what do we do to help this institution we profess to love so well? Here we go. I love my dog, so I feed and walk him. I love my football team, so I follow them everywhere. But what about the NHS? Yes, I pay my taxes, and during the pandemic, applauded in the street. Why such was the vigour of my saucepan banging that I broke my favourite wooden spoon. I've also on occasion slotted coins into charity tins. But now I'm running what else it is we should be doing. In other words, I ask not what the NHS can do for us, but what we can do for the NHS. Yes, Adrian Childs, paying taxes should be enough, Adrian. Also in the G2, loads of others. Who cares, really? Big interview with Tom Daly, but there you go. On occasions, yeah. Hi, Panic Future. Thank you for your first-time chat. Thanks for joining us. I hope you're enjoying the show. We review the newspapers here. I just did a 3-minute speed round through The Guardian, which is not a personal best, but it's the best I can do today. Right, we're going to move on to the Times. I was warned yesterday that my humming could cause a copyright strike, so now I'm just trying to create a completely made up hold music. But probably it'll always resolve back into the Coronation Street theme, frankly. Right. Front page of the Time. Adele's back, doing what she does best. What is it she does best? Well, it's singing. On the right-hand side, have you got empty nest anxiety? First in the queue, if you're still in the chat, do you have empty nest anxiety? Are you anxious that I am no longer in the nest and have not been for some time? Top of the page, British malaria vaccine approved in historic breakthrough. Good story, that. Judge rules Sheikh hacked Pia's phone, and PM hit by business backlash. Red 16 humming isn't terms of service. I know it's not. I mean, honestly, Adele should stop singing and retrain as an HGV driver, to be honest. It's his use of weapons. Yeah, that's the plan. Everyone to retrain as HGV drivers. That's just it. Just roads full of all of us clattering around. Frank Meyer, singer does a sing. Yeah. Heathmore 2401, the malaria vaccine is best news I've seen in ages. Yeah, huge, excellent. There's a confected bake-off scandal. Vegans put the knife into bake-off. Producers accused of letting down contestant who had to use animal products against her beliefs. That was during Bread Week. She seemed to cope with it fine. It was a bit dumb, the whole thing, frankly. On pages of 4 and 5, authorities won't take action over Sheikh, says lecturer. Of course not, because he's a sheikh. Confected bake-off scandal. You saw what I was going for there. You go, look, I can't legally drive. How difficult would it be to retrain to drive through the night? I feel like the government's going to bring that in soon. Sherry Blair advises her behind spyware, yeah. Renée Zellweger had to gain weight for a new film role as American killer Pam Hupp. The waitress 52 slipped into a fat suit to make the transformation. Jesus Christ. Use a weapon. Bake Off is still on. Haven't watched it since I lived in France. It's actually not that bad. I watched it with person in the room and kid in the room because kid in the room likes it. And they've made it an hour and a half long, which is too long. We have to watch it in 2 halves. But yeah, it's all right. Oncologist nicknamed God gave futile treatment to dying patients. Stuff like this happens a lot. Just one policy, but speech had an endless supply of boosterism is how they talk about Boris Johnson's speech. I mean, fuck off. Political sketch from Quentin Letch. Frenzied cartwheeling. Bojo regains his mojo. If you want to know what I really hate about this, go read the newsletter, because I think it's a good one today, and I really appreciate you sharing it. I know I say that every day, but you know. Here's some nice pictures of some owls. And here's some not nice pictures of Michael Gove dancing. It is, as always, a bake-off of 2 halves, yeah. Very poor reporting about a pupil with special needs who took her own life. The coroner did say that it was the fact that she could access the internet unrestricted and had looked up stories about some of her favourite bands taking their own lives was a contributing factor, but it's not well written about, and it makes Wattpad, where there are fiction, the fiction was hosted, into a new scare story, basically. Expect a feature about that tomorrow. I thought the dancing and singing never happened now, as that was just a rap battle. I have a piece coming out about that, which may also reference the octopus. We'll see if that stuff gets cut. Facebook is not putting profits first, claims Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, chinny reckon. A chinny reckon so big that I would have to have a chin the size of Brendan O'Neill's forehead. Just a massive chin. The rap battle has been denoticed. Mentioning it is treason. Denotice is a really interesting thing. I might write about that at some point. Bollocks, says Slinker yeah. Stop ignoring poor spelling, Watchdog tells universities. That can fuck off as well. Really stupid story. Framed so pathetically. Travel restrictions relaxed in more than 30 countries. Russia's death toll highest yet. Woman held at vigil, heard from police on dating app. Heard from police. It was harassment. It was targeted harassment. You don't suddenly have 50 police officers matching with you on Tinder. Fuck off. Mark noticed some of my favourite artists did sadly take their lives, such as Little Chris and Mark Spade. Oh, Jesus, Mark. Father of three stabbed to death at his home. Oh, God, we're in the dark place. Serial murder obsessed with pornography had more victims. Daughter's death in crash haunts MP. A Labour MP described feeling haunted and burdened after a care worker who killed his daughter in a hit-and-run crash was jailed. And Jenny Dowd, an NHS worker and the daughter of Peter Dowd, 64, the MP for Bootle, died 9 days. She was knocked off her bike. The driver, Lucy Ashton, 24, a care worker, was sentenced to 12 months in prison this week and banned from driving for 18 months. She left Miss Dowd lying in the road because she panicked. Jesus. Red Tixied, I met Mark Spake once when I was young. He's very encouraging to young artists. Seemed very nice. Yeah. Cogs of Courtney Life, Feel Too Mechanical is their review of The Mirror and the Light. That only gets 2 stars. Black History is weaponized, claims David Olusoga. He's called Black History to be taught to children off curriculum and off grid because the subject is being weaponized as part of the culture war. Some interesting comments he said there, really narrowed down. There's a big ad from the Climate Coalition asking Boris Johnson to fix everything. I think it's not going to happen. In the comments section, James Kirkup says voters want more from business than profits. Think tank wanker. James Marriott says it's only human to think of others as scum, and then writes about, how terrible it is to call people scum, but, here's some neuroscience or whatever. It's awful. Janice Turner's piece has, I refuse to read it, but it has the worst headline of any piece in the papers today. Let Harry Plopper pig out in your garden. So basically, I think oh, right, she's saying people should adopt pigs. Harry Plopper. Honestly, read another book. Boris the Clown is wrong act for tough times, says Ian Martin. Now, you might think, oh, good, that sounds critical. It's not really. He still sort of likes, he still kind of basically just wants things to be nastier. Use of weapons. My girlfriend works at the UK embassy here, and they're trying to make them do Black History Month stuff, but it's kind of funny because here there are under 100 black people in Bucharest, and and also how comically racist the British state is. Marco says someone should shit in Janice Turner's garden. Obviously in a Minecraft simulation of that garden. Right, in the birthdays today, the most Reverend Desmond Tutu, Nobel Prize winner in 1984, is 90. Dame Jenny Abramsky, the chairwoman of the Royal Academy of Music, 75. Deborah Annetz, chief executive of the Incorporated Society of Musicians, 61. Felicity Aston, polar explorer and first woman to ski alone across the Antarctic, is 44. Alison Balsam, Lady Mendez, the classical trumpet soloist, is 43. Toni Braxton is 54. Yvonne Brewster, theatre director and actress, is 83. Simon Cowell is 62. Alicia Dixon is 43. Pippa Funnell, equestrian, Rolex Grand Slam 2003, 53. Mark Gerard, architectural historian, 90. Lord Simon Glenarthur, the former Conservative government minister, 77. Kevin Godley, musician and music video director, one part of Godley and Cream, is 76. Sir Tony Hawkhead, chairman of Cruz, the bereavement support charity and Action for Children until 2018, is 64. Anne Heal, the chairwoman of Volunteering Matters, is 59. Anne Jones, tennis player, Wimbledon singles champion in 1969, nice, is 83. Thomas Keneally, the author of Schindler's Ark, which was made into Schindler's List, is 86. Yo-Yo Ma, the cellist, is 66. The author was 86. Yo-Yo Ma, the cellist, is 66. John Mellencamp is a singer-songwriter and he's 70. Tim Minchin, the comedian and musician, 46. Asma Mir, broadcaster, Times Radio, is 50. Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, 69. Not nice. Major General Julian Thompson commanded 3 Commando Brigade during the Falklands conflict, is 87. Jane Torville, the ice dancer, Olympic gold medalist in 1984, is 64. Professor Sir David Wallace, theoretical physicist, master of Churchill College, University of Cambridge until 2014, is 76. Graham Yallop, the cricketer for Australia, 1976 to 1984, is 69. Nice. And Tom York of Radiohead is 53. On this day in 1959, the far side of the moon was first photographed. The processing unit on board the Soviet satellite Lunik 111, Lunik 3, transmitted 17 images to Earth on October 18th. The last word in this column today goes to Václav Havel, the Czech dramatist and politician. Anyone who takes himself too seriously always runs the risk of looking ridiculous. Anyone who cannot consistently laugh at himself does not. Who can consistently laugh at himself. Right, fuck that up. Supreme Court set for historic abortion ruling. Historic, bad. Use of weapons. Happy birthday to Putin, president of the second worst country I've lived in after the UK. Tim Minchin, get fucked, says Mark Canosis. Happy birthday, Yo-Yo Ma. Tutu's 90 today, that's correct. Mark Canosis, I just missed the cut-off for a Desmond and ended up with Janice Turner's garden. A third, nice. Happy birthday to the boss, brackets Putin, says Red Tixie. Mistreat the pet and lose the children. Judges in Spain are likely to be given the power to decide who gets the children in a divorce on the basis of how family pets have been treated. Cable reveals dozens of CIA informants arrested or executed. Dozens of secret informants working for CIA intelligence officers around the world have been arrested, murdered, or turned into double agents in recent years, according to leaked classified cable. CIA are shit at their job. Museum Under the Sea invites divers to explore Gallipoli wrecks. Red faces as Goebbels retained city's top honour. German officials had the embarrassing discovery the city of Potsdam still listed Joseph Goebbels, Hitler's chief propagandist, as an honorary citizen more than 75 years after the fall of the Third Reich. Yeah, that was definitely an accident, wasn't it? There's a good picture of a tiger. And then underneath it, a story about the Kellogg strike. Frosty relations as Kellogg staff strike over moving jobs to Mexico. Kellogg's workers have worked out of factories all over the country, with some brandishing the, this is in America, brandishing the image of Tony the Tiger, despite amid claims the cereal company is planning to move its operation to Mexico. About 1,400 workers went on strike at plants in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nebraska, and Tennessee. Solidarity to them. In the Times too, Adele's back. Adele is back doing what she does best, singing. Empty nest anxiety, I have it, do you? No. Let's keep this short. Size matters. The CEO of Ann Summers says people discriminate against her because of her stature and sex. I'm a short ass, and it happens to me too, says Sarah Dighton. Future of TV from the man who gave you Gogglebox. Is Nadine Dorries right about the BBC? Should Channel 4 be privatised? One of the world's most successful producers gives his perspective. That's Stephen Lambert. Do you mind the age gap? I don't. My wife is 34 years younger than me. David Hare says that watching old men kiss women many years their junior is disgusting. Richard Morrison disagrees. Well, of course he does. Watch out for the teacher with the baddie. Bob is what they say about Hollington Drive. Which gets 3 stars. Catching a Predator gets 4 stars. Problematic age gap discourse is back, baby. Mark Canosis, no one discriminates against Sarah Dighton. She's hated entirely for her words and actions. Yeah, Sarah Dighton, of course I can't criticise Sarah Dighton because I will be told that I'm just jealous of her. I'm merely jealous that she writes for Unheard. Yeah. Simon Nixon says, artificial intelligence may not solve Britain's day-to-day problems. No, it won't. Stop treating artificial intelligence as something magic. Red Tixie, should Channel 4 be privatised? No. Next question. Agreed. They don't fold these papers properly anymore. Right. It should be possible to turn the pages without this going to help. Professor Sir Patrick Forrest, surgeon and breast cancer expert who was vital to the introduction of the NHS screening program, has died. He was 98 years old. Bobby Zarum, exuberant, sometimes vengeful impresario, whose roster of clients included Dustin Hoffman, Cher, and Michael Caine, has died. He was 84. And Captain Simon Argles, naval attaché in Paris, who during the Falklands conflict helped reduce the threat of Exocet missile attacks on the Royal Navy ships, has died. He was 87. I want the royal family privatised as C-122, H-122, agree. Do you remember when the papers were folded properly? Do you remember when the bin men were hard? Mark Canosis, if anything, she'd be jealous of you because your toilet doesn't have an shit in it. This is true. I actually can and do clean our toilet. And in the sport, Saudi set for takeover at Newcastle. Stokes' Ashes chance fade after surgery. New peak for Cub Rugby, and I used to be Emma, Raducanu's early rivals, on how she left them behind. Kenny92 says, the only good thing Sarah Denham has ever done was make Mark Alex Rubner cry by asking his awful opinion on some shitty turf article and then being so disgusted by him that she unfollowed him. Got extreme good. My mum always talks about when the bin man was hard. Dad usually leaves the room. Don't know what that's about. Calling shitting in her garden the Turner Prize. God, extreme good. My dad used to be a binman. Right. Says King92. Right. Time for the Daily Mail. And then that will be the end of today's show. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for following the channel, Hector Scorn. Also, thank you for recent follows by Sharkenzie, McFeagle, Ad82, 83, 21, and Daddy Sparrow. Right. Right, here we go. Front page of the Daily Mail. A disgusting close-up of Boris Johnson kissing his problematic age gap wife. And in the top right corner, the Daily Mail lies by claiming it has the finest conference analysis. Main story, Queen's Sheikh friend hacked Piers' phone. As if she gives a shit. On page 3, Miss UK becomes £400 million divorcee. Staffordshire beauty queen who wed $9 billion tycoon wins Britain's biggest settlement. On pages 4 and 5, Boris, I'll unleash British spirit. Fuck off. Henry Deed says a rootin' tootin' gagfest bonanza that had more matronly titters than a WI night at the Chippendales. Fuck off. And they do a panel of Bojo's best jokes. All complete shit. Bojo, PM's best rib ticklers, including, we finally sent the corduroy communist cosmonaut into orbit where he belongs. I think you'll find Jeremy Corbyn is still fine in Islington. And various other shit like Bill Badger and all that shit. Pretty sure matronly titters writes for the Telegraph. On pages 6 and 7, loads of stuff from his speech. Complete bullshit. Richard Walker, managing director of Iceland, said it's just bluster. Giant human bollock Frank Luntz liked it. Corbyn is in Islington working with Wes to overthrow Mike Gates. It's all very simple. Yet, I mean, we covered this on the stream. It could not be simpler. I want to dance with some Tory Gove at the disco again as their headline on that. Therese Coffey sang, I've had the time of my life on the day, just as she was about to cut Universal Credit. The absolute scumbag. And she is a scumbag. Now French fishermen say they'll blockade Britain in a fortnight. And some French journalist, Nabila Ramdani, says, these threats from Admiral Macron shame my country. The Daily Mail would love a war with France. Two faded powers just smashing against each other in the channel. On page 11, Dotty for Kate's spotty frock. Kate, Duchess of Cambridge, wore a spotty frock from LK Bennett, and other people have too. Whatever, matronly titters is what they call MILFs in Victorian times. This Gordo stream good. The quality of the chat today is top level. Thank you very much, everyone. Sherry and the Spy Shake is how they cover that. Fears of kidnap justified after girls snatched. Princess Haya is fully justified in fearing her children will be snatched from their English country home by their father's henchmen using a helicopter, a judge said. Yeah, because he's scumbag. Sinister attack on Piers' phone containing parliamentary emails threatens huge diplomatic crisis. How can the Queen stand by her racing pal? She can because she has no morals. Thank you for redeeming Hydrate Red Tick Seed. Therese Coffey should be fired into the sun. Yeah. Stephen Glover, the most zombie-looking motherfucker in the British press, says funny, rousing, and an irresistible optimism. But it's Boris's grasp of economics that worries me. Do you think he even has a grasp of them? Fuck off. I remind you of the wallpaper. Thank you, C122, X122. All Tories should be fired into the sun, said Red Tick Seat. King United 2 claims Laura Koonsberg did an NWA song with full hard R's. Holiday boosters, travel rules relaxed for 32 countries. Little John's back tomorrow, they say. Well, thank fuck for that. Thanks to Brexit, you can get £30 an hour picking broccoli. Gives a job, he says. Oh, fuck off. Fucking Little John. Have you infected your pet with stress? I don't know, probably not. Been binging like Bridget? No, it's Renee in a fat suit. More things that will encourage eating disorders. Gunman 14 shot boy of 15 dead as gang knifed him. Daily Mail pretending that it's not reveling in those details. Saviour or sinner? Some families who gave evidence against him. This top professor offers false and expensive hope to dying cancer patients. To others, including celebrities, he's a maverick genius. I'm going to go for the first one. Little John is awful. Little John is one of the most awful people living today. October 7th, 2021. From the Daily Mail archive, October 7th, 1939. Women civil servants who marry may keep their jobs during the war. They must formally resign on marriage, but will be re-engaged for the war period. October 7th, 1980. Hattie Jakes, one of Britain's most popular comedy actresses, died suddenly at her London home yesterday. She was 56. Miss Jakes, who was best known as Eric Sykes' outsized sister, in his BBC series, was found dead by her son Kim, 23. Sykes said, "Hat and I worked together for 30 years. Half a lifetime." Jane Torville is 64 today. Alicia Dixon is 43. Niels Bohr, the Danish physicist who won the Nobel Prize at 37 for his work on atomic structure and quantum theory, was born on this date in 1885, died 1962. And Michael Hurl, born 1936, died 2012. The London-born producer launched the TV career of Cilla Black and produced the two Ronnies for 12 years. He presided over Top of the Pops and the Eurovision Song Contest. Known for straight talking, he said Cannon and Ball were as funny as a cow's crotch. And he just managed to completely not notice Jimmy Savile using Top of the Pops as a base for sex abuse. Hattie was great. Hattie Jakes was great. Little John's awful. Therese Coffey worse. SK the Crusader. The Boring World of Niels Bohr. Physics Chat with SK the Crusader. On October 7th, 1920, women were granted full membership to University of Oxford, with the right to be awarded degrees given a week later. In 2001, the US began its campaign in Afghanistan, Operation Enduring Freedom. Shout out to Niels Bohr for having a beer tap installed in his house after winning the Nobel Prize. That is amazing. A quote of the day: "I doubt whether the world holds for anyone a more soul-stirring surprise than a first adventure with ice cream." Hayward Brood, a US journalist. What the fuck? And joke of the day: what do you call a pencil with two erasers? What do you call a pencil with two erasers? Pointless. Two erasers. We call them rubbers in this country. Fuck you. The actual Chad was probably Schrodinger, who got kicked out of Ireland for having multiple wives. Amazing. Mark Anosis says, wasn't it a direct line from the Carlsberg factory? SK Crusader. It was. Amazing. Officer arrested accused of blunder over mass killer's gun license. I think that goes higher than a blunder, doesn't it? In Female Magazine, sky-high hemlines are back, and who says they're only for the young? 5 brilliant writers refuse to skirt the issue. Would you dare to wear the new mini in midlife? Rowan Pelling says yes. Amanda Platel says no. The fashion police haven't arrested me so far, says Rowan Pelling, who's 53. I wore an 18-inch mini in my 50s. What was I thinking, says Amanda Platel, who's 63. I wear my leather mini from now until the spring, says Aggie McKenzie, who's 66. Liz Jones says, groomed up to liberate, the Mini is now a tyrant. Well, of course she does. She's 63. And Candida Cruz says, I don't care if I do look like mutton dressed as lamb. All just very weird. Wear whatever the fuck you like. They said about Schrodinger, SK with more Schrodinger facts. They weren't sure if they were his wives, but he was having way too much sex for Ireland in the 40s. Which, for Ireland in the 40s, was any sex. Apart from to make many, many children. Gordon Spoongood. Reason for deportation: too much shagging. Does it matter how you stack the dishwasher? Rachel Round says no. Helena Frith Powell says yes. I say get a fucking grip. And the feast recipes thing. Veggie Wellington looks fine. Succulent roast chicken, delicious. Pastrami style slow roasted beef tenderloin, excellent. Crunchy roast potatoes. I already know how to. I'm the boss of those already. Whole roasted cauliflower, tahini, mint, pistachios, and pomegranate seeds. Yeah, nice, fine. Jenny Murray says, I admit it, I was jealous of the new Women's Hour. Of course you were. Christine Keeler would be proud of her loyal son, she says. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, baby, that's a whopper. Born weighing nearly 13 pounds. They're some of Britain's biggest babies. Now their mothers tell their dramatic birth stories. No, thank you. Yes, I wept when my children went to college, but they were tears of joy. Okay, nice. Samantha Brick writes, what's locked in your Akashic record, also known as spiritual library. Don't fucking... Nothing. It's bullshit. Large infant sons. Yeah. In the blind date, it's Laura 34 with Marcus 27. Laura gave him 7 out of 10. Driven and an absolute gent. None at all. Would see him again as friends. Marcus verdict, 9 out of 10. She's a great listener. None. See her again. Yes. Oh, she's mogged you off, mate. Big baby to Daily Mail pipeline. Lol. Akashic Records. I know. Imagine. Pick of the day. Autumn Gardening with Karen Klein. 7 p.m. Channel 5. Reviews. Prue's Great Garden Plot. 4 stars. And Hollington Drive. 5 stars. Want some ugly trousers today? They're available in khaki or navy, and they are ugly. Garfield kicks another cat up the butt for no reason. Chloe and Chloe and her friend are drinking and sat down. Chloe says to her friend, "You look tired. New baby, no sleep." "You have a new baby?" "No, not yet, but we're working on it non-stop." And in Fred Bassett, Fred is off to walk to the vet with his owner. He says, "I'm off to the vet's. My annual doggy service." What doesn't make sense? But anyway, we love Fred. Right, the poem today. Okay, the poem today is about lorry drivers, and it is by Mark Coleman of Cockermouth, Cumbria, and he says, "Breaker 19, Breaker 19." That is the title. On a dark and wintry moonless night, we come thundering round the bend. A line of 18-wheelers lit up from end to end. I was hauling a load of Yuletide logs. People say I'm misbehaved, but I'm the rubber duck and I'm in the lead because Christmas must be saved. Come and join our convoy. We're trocking through the night. Come and join our convoy. It's such a beautiful sight. We don't have no drivers, but nothing's going to stand in our way. We're looking out for truckers across the whole UK. Convoy, convoy. Pigpen has pigs in blankets and a load of Christmas tat, and an RSM from Aldershot has a tanker full of gas. My foreign friends have visas, but they won't want to come. The cafes here are desperate. It's a real pain in the rear. Insulate UK have blocked the road just a mile down from London town. I said let me through, I'm the rubber duck and I'm putting the hammer down. Come and join our convoy. We can cope with all mishaps. Come and join our convoy. We don't have no faith in shaps. There isn't any diesel, but nothing's going to stand in our way. The pump seems strangely empty across the whole UK. Convoy, convoy, 10-4, good body. That is the poem. Jesus. Mark became an HGV driver, so you can write a less shit poem. Not a good poem, a less shit poem. Yeah. Is this just the 1970s novelty country hit Convoy? It is, in fact. Annual dogging service. Maybe an MOT joke. Yeah, I know. Annual dogging service. Odd, isn't it? Today's limerick. The petrol position is bad. It's driving motorists mad. They drive around and round, but no fuel's to be found, and using up all the little they had. The poem actually made me feel that my head was going to explode, Scanners style. In the straight to the point letters, D. Williams of Colchester says, traditionally the pantomime season follows a party conference season. Maybe it's no coincidence. Alan Jowler of Nottingham, not going to do a Nottingham voice, but he's disgracing SK, says, What would football players of the wartime era think of players today refusing the COVID jab? I know what I think. Cowards! Mike Rose says, saturate, insulate Britain, turn the hoses on them. Mrs. R. O'Grady says, 4 weeks of disruption now. Ask yourself, what would China do? Oh, Julia Todd says, one murderous doctor does not make all doctors bad. One murderous police officer does not make all police officers bad. Well, it's more than one, isn't it, Julia, for fuck's sake? Chesney Orme says, I can't wait for all cars to be electric. No more queuing for petrol. We can all lie in bed and wait for the electric to be delivered. Jeff Robb says, with future gas supplies under question, we should look again at fracking. Richard Brooks says, am I the only person on the planet whose life just continued as normal when Facebook and Instagram crashed? No, Richard, but you got no fucking friends. And David Kirkwood says, Boris should win Bake Off hands down if it's waffles they're making. Send it to your WhatsApp it, mate. WhatsApp it to your family. What would China do? Probably handle it better than Britain, yeah. People who think they're being funny are the absolute worst, particularly cursed bunch of papers. They seriously cursed. Today's recipe is healthy banana and peanut butter ice cream. It honestly looks like a bowl of turds. Genuinely like a bowl of turds. Gordo Stringus says, all very Soviet. It is, isn't it? How to cook like a professional chef from only £39.50. I don't think so. Mattresses is still trying to sell mattresses. And in the sport, Toon deal done. Saudis get Newcastle at last in £300 million takeover. Abraham is first England star to say, I'm double jabbed. And Brighton player in sexual assault arrest. So there, the Daily Mail chose not to name him, but the Sun did. Right. Bowl of turds. Ah, yes, Janice Turner's Garden, says Mark Canosis. £39, more like 35 pence. Right, give me your scores for the Daily Mail. I'm going to do a final roll call and then the usual, stuff. Quick final roll call on Broken Bottle Boy. Follow me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. If you're not following them, you should be following them here in the mod squad. Gordo Stream, good, really good to see you back. SK the Crusader, excellent as ever, and streaming tonight from 6, I think. In the chat, another TT viewer, Arid Tracks, Baller, Balata B-Boy. Hello, Balata B-Boy, how you doing? C122, H122, Commander Root, Crawfish, Delot X, Dick Pendrin, E-Blair Fan, Arabs, Airhood Barak, Elysian, Yu-Gi-Oh! Extramore, First in the Queue, Heathmore 2401, Chronotherm, Lilith Muscaria, Mark Canosis, Albert Camus, Panic Future, Red Tixid, Rimastino, Slinkermeyer, Spike Trap Claire, The Neon Lady, Use of Weapons, and V and K. Thank you all for joining me today on the show. Much appreciated. Slinkermeyer in with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Septuple negative nice. Heathmore similar. Right. Things to remember. If you want to help the show, you could subscribe here. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can do it for free. If not, chuck some coins into the newspaper fund. That would be helpful. And finally, if you like, if you're not yet subscribed to the newsletter, subscribe to that for free. You can subscribe for free, and yeah, it helps me out, and it's good, and I appreciate it. Oh, I said finally, but here's one last thing. We have a Discord for this show and for the newsletter. It's called Server of the Useless, and you can join it if you want. Here is the link for that. And I hope you do. Right. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. In the meantime, if you're watching this on YouTube, do like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Thank you again to the Neon Lady who's been keeping up that end. And also to Geds, who's not in the chat, but will comment and is much appreciated. Hope you have a good afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday, it's a magazine special with Rolling Stone UK. Cheers. In the meantime, catch me in the Discord or on Twitter. Bye-bye.